When it comes to riding a motorcycle, bags are probably one of the last things on your mind. Typically, especially for beginners, you're more focused on what protective gear you should buy. And that brings me to this video. I got a really great comment on one of my videos asking me to go over what types of bags that I use and what types of tools and things that I bring with me on every ride. And for me, I just so happen to have gone a little overboard. I have multiple different bags for multiple different uses and occasions. And I'm not saying you need every single bag that I'm going to mention, but maybe some of these bags suggestions could help you in the specific situation that you'll be riding in. And yeah, when I was first trying to find motorcycle bags, it was a struggle to find some that were like decent enough for me to use as I ride. So with a lot of trial and error, I finally found bags that I actually use when I ride. So I'm gonna go over each and every one. I'll have everything timestamped for you, what occasions that I use each bag for, tips and tricks as well for once you get to a destination, what type of gear that I wear, how do I handle carrying around my gear with me, and also what tools to bring with you when you're out riding. Because I'd highly suggest keeping certain tools with you at all times, just in case. This is especially important for those of you who don't have any saddlebags or swingarm bags on your bike that can't hold these tools. And finally, I actually got a swingarm bag to put on my bike, so I'll be showing you guys what tools and things that I would keep in this swingarm bag to keep on me at all times whenever I'm riding my motorcycle. If this video sounds interesting to you, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more motorcycle content, and let's get into the video. Everything that I'm going to talk about in this video will be linked in the description box below. I'll try to keep it organized and really clear so it'll help you guys find anything that you could possibly need. But of course, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. If anyone has any advice, other tips, or other things that they keep in their essentials kit, there are a lot of beginners that watch my videos, so hopefully this video and the comments down below can really help them out. Okay, the first bag that I have with me is this tiny little crescent bag, and this is probably the one I use the most when I go out to ride because usually my rides are pretty short. I'm not really going to a destination where I really need too much, especially not work or anything. So this is if I'm doing a short ride, I just need my essentials on me. I'll have this little tiny crescent sling bag. What I like about it is that it goes over the shoulder, it's adjustable. So I'll have it like this, crossbody kind of thing. It doesn't flail around or whatever, and it surprisingly can hold a decent amount of things. I liked this bag so much that I got it into other sizes that I will get into later in this video. I know that's a little excessive, but it's just the best and works for me, okay? So of course you're going to keep things in here like your wallet. I also sometimes, if it can fit, will have this little mini bag. I'll get into this later in the video, but this perfectly fits my riding boots. And it's small and compact. It's kind of like one of those grocery bags. It's super useful when I get to a destination and I just like need a random bag to carry things around while I'm there. But of course you can't be riding with this. So this is only to help you carry things. And the cool thing about this bag as well is that it has this little loop so that I can actually just hook it on to this. So it hangs outside of the bag in case I have too much stuff inside. Something that's super essential that I highly recommend is getting a smaller, like preferably clear bag, just so you can see what's in it, but it doesn't have to be, it can just be a smaller container. This is like something that I keep in my regular purses. It's just got all the essentials you can possibly need. A hair tie, eye drops, hand sanitizer, alcohol wipe pads, band-aids. It's got some floss in there. It has tissues. It also has this that my mom gave me. It kind of helps if you have an upset stomach or you're feeling nauseous. It smells like Vicks or like peppermint. It's really soothing. So yeah, if I'm feeling sick or nauseous or anything, I don't know, I just keep this in here. You can put chapstick or lip gloss in here. But yeah, one of these little bags, super handy, and it's compact too, so it doesn't really take up too much space. But yeah, depending on the occasion, I'll switch out things that I need. So you could put a portable charger if you really need, and then of course your phone. So it really depends. I tend to switch things up. Now because this is so small, it can't really fit too much. So in terms of tools that I have on me, I would recommend a few zip ties. I also have this multi-tool that's super small, can be used for a lot of different things. And then this one as well, super compact version where you have some hex keys, so it kind of comes out like that. This can really come in handy. Because I'm carrying such a small bag, it's not really going to have everything for me, so that's just something to keep in mind. So like I said, I liked this little crescent bag so much that I got the slightly bigger size of it. This just holds a little bit more things, and I got these both from Uniqlo. They have pockets on the inside, so again, essentials like my wallet, phone, the little essentials bag that I had. If I have my Insta360 camera, it also fits this, which is a tire pump, which is super handy. It's wireless, so this actually goes in here, and then you can take it out, twist it on, and then turn it on. You can fill up your tires, check your tire pressure. This is super handy, and I would highly recommend having one of these on you. I got this one off of Amazon, so I'm sure you can find some. I'll have it linked down in the description box below. So yeah, this one I'll just take if I need just a bit more space, depending on wherever I'm going that can't fit in that smaller little crescent bag. And again, this goes sling over the shoulder. The band for this one is a little thicker, makes it more secure. Now, depending on where I'm going, I like that this can fit a lot more things. So for example, sunglasses or clear riding glasses. I personally am trying to get sunglasses that are made specifically for motorcycle riding and clear glasses for riding, because I've heard people that get into actual accidents with real sunglasses or regular glasses, the glass could puncture their eyes. So there are motorcycle specific sunglasses and glasses that you can get that are going to be much safer. Highly recommend that. I don't have it on me, but getting something like that is great. And of course this bag can easily fit something like that. This is especially good in case you're maybe caught out riding with your tinted visor on, or maybe you don't have a tinted visor on and you're going to be riding in the sun. Sunglasses are a huge help. I went too long without a tinted visor and I didn't even have any sunglasses on. Truly, it was not a good idea. My eyes were getting really red, and my eyes sometimes get sunburnt actually, so it's really not great. It's also hard to see. It just makes the riding a horrible experience. And then it also sucks if you're riding out with your visor on and it's nighttime, you can't see. There's been some times where I've been caught, you know, you're riding during sunset, or maybe you left a little too late. So some clear glasses are really gonna help you out, because of course you can ride with the tinted visor up and then you'll be able to see, but if you're riding at top speeds or on the highway, you really want something there to protect your eyes from anything that could be flying in. So bugs, of course, but rocks or things from the pavement, or even rain. You know, sometimes when you feel the rain, it feels like bullets on your skin when you're riding. Can you imagine that hitting your face or your eyes? I also have earplugs. I don't know what happened to my case for the earplugs, so this is kind of like a pill case, but I've repurposed it to hold some earplugs. And finally, because this bag is bigger, it can actually fit my water bottle. I'm looking for a smaller water bottle to hold, because I do have like a hydro, but it's way too big to carry and too heavy. And this is kind of just what I've been using. It does fit in this bag perfectly, which I really enjoy. I do try to keep water on me, but honestly, most of the places that I end up riding to will have water anyways, and I'll end up just buying water there because this kind of takes up a lot of room. But I would highly suggest, if you're going for long distance rides or things like that, where you might not run into stores or places that sell water, to have water on you. Of course, it's really important to stay hydrated. So I'm in the process of finding like a smaller hydro flask or a smaller type of water container, so I can still keep that on me and it doesn't take too much space like this. So what I like to do instead is, if I'm not carrying water on me, or if maybe I am, I still keep these hydration drops on me. Now, I've been using this for a long time. It's got no flavor. It really just has trace minerals, and it's an electrolyte supplement. So you just do a little squeeze of this into your favorite drink, like that. And you don't really taste anything. But I was recently gifted these energy sticks from Bloom that I've been wanting to try out. I can definitely toss a few of these in my bag. Just the powder form of these energy drink mixes, and this one's flavored raspberry lemon, but these are just good to have as a little energy boost. I also have this bag that's more of a sling bag as well. I started using this before I got the crescent bags. I liked that it's like this grayish white color. It kind of went with the accent white colors that I have on my boots and my gloves. The reason I stopped using this, well, I don't know. I prefer the crescent bag more, and also someone had commented on my video that because this is such a long strap, that if you are in an accident, it could get caught on something and kind of not be good. So I don't know. Sometimes if I don't have much in this bag, it will be flying at the back of me when I'm on my bike. But I do like this because it has so many pockets. So it has a pocket in the back, a zipper pocket, it has a pocket in the front. I usually keep a microfiber towel. Now this is good for the cameras that I use and to make sure that the lenses are clear, but also for my helmets. I have two different ones, but I kind of interchange them to make sure my visor is clear and doesn't have any streaks, fingerprints, or anything like that. It also has this elastic in the front too. And then it has a pocket on the inside, and then just the interior of that. Again, I don't really wear it too much. It's from the North Face. I do still have it for those occasional rides. Now we are on the bigger version of the crescent bag, and for the size comparison, I'll show you guys here. This is what I like to use for really long distance rides, or if I just have a lot of things that I want to carry with me. It really comes in handy. It's got this thick strap. It's not from Uniqlo. This is actually, it was gifted to me. But I do remember seeing a bigger version of those bags, kind of similar size to this at Uniqlo. So I'm sure you can get a size like this if this is more your preference. And this has 2 pockets on the inside and then just one main pocket area. And again, it is over the shoulder. It's pretty big and bulky, especially if you have some things in here. But again, it's really useful. So now I'm going to be talking about my little tool bag that I use. Now this is pretty heavy. It's by Cruise Tools. I like that it comes in this little booklet shape. So it's really compact and it zips up like this, but when you open it, it's got all your tools in here. It comes with an adjustable wrench, locking pliers, a 6-in-1 screwdriver, spark plug wrench, tire gauge, duct tape, zip ties, mechanics wire, and a shop towel. So this is what I usually keep in something like a Swingarm bag, but because this bag is so big, it can actually fit quite perfectly. What I actually like to do is put other things that I need. So this is a tire plug kit that I think is really important. So I will just throw this in here. I can also fit the wireless tire pump in here, my phone, my Insta360 camera, this little emergency kit, my water, my little tripod. This is actually really cool. I use it for my phone. So it has a magnet here and these can move so it can turn into kind of like holding it for your phone. I'll show you. So it's compatible with your MagSafe case or just your phone itself. You can hold it like this, or you can rest it on something and all these pivot points move. Turn it sideways, hold the phone if you're like recording something and you want more stability, really handy. And when you need to collapse it, it's really compact. So I got this off of Amazon. It's super cool, especially if you like to film on your phone, if you do vlogs or anything. Also, girly things, I like to keep a little makeup bag. And so this will have my lip gloss in here. It'll have some like perfume oil, just to kind of freshen up. It'll have a mini tiny little deodorant, gum. I love the Mentos gum. Little makeup wipes that I have. And then my sunscreen. So it's really for like touch-up things. So I want to freshen up after a ride. This little bag is so perfect and holds everything. Now with all those things in here, it's kind of heavy. It's not too crazy. I can still sling it around, and because it's kind of over the shoulder, I don't really feel too much of that weight. And this is what I'll typically use especially when I'm going out for longer rides and I want to keep a lot of things. Also, I use this when I go out to the beach. Now, a hack I'll talk about for like makeup or touch-up things, like perfume rollers or whatever, or these little mini makeup wipes, is if you ever get any free trial size things, I know Sephora or Ulta will have stuff like that, I would highly recommend keeping those and putting them in your little emergency kit. So something like this or something like this. Like I said, these little makeup wipes, or even this tiny little deodorant. I think this is like one of those travel size ones that you buy at the store. I think I was buying it because I was traveling somewhere, and you know, it's the ones you get at Long's where you find those little mini shampoo and conditioners. So something like that is really helpful for these little bag kits, especially if you're going to like an event or something, or even for work. Now, I said I use this bag for long distance rides. I also use this anytime I'm going to the beach. So this is what I'd pack if I'm going to the beach. I would have my towel. Usually when you bring beach towels or anything, you can roll it up and it can feel kind of bulky. This is just so flat and compact. It's also one of those thinner towels, the microfiber ones, where you can really fold them down so it doesn't take up too much space. And then underneath my riding gear, I'll just have my swimsuit already on. So it's one less thing to worry about. But let's say I'm not doing that, then I'm just gonna throw my swimsuit in my bag and change when I get there. Now, again, this thing is super huge, so I love that it can fit my riding jacket. Now, my riding jacket, thankfully, is this kind of thin material. It's from Moto. I've made a video about this. The only real bulky part about this jacket is the back padding, but I can easily kind of fold it into itself. And then when I'm out and about, I can just fit that inside this bag and zip it up, and it fits. And I can just carry it around. I just love that it fits. So the only thing that won't fit in here are my riding boots. But a solution that I've come up with, and I know these are kind of dirty, I'm also in the market to find new riding boots because these ones are getting a little old. The leather is getting a little worn out. And I also want to find real riding boots that will have actual ankle protection. I'm still trying to find white though. So if you have any good recommendations for real riding boots that are in the color white, let me know. I will not be caught walking around on the sand in riding boots, or shoes for that matter. So I have these sandals that I just throw in here. I found out the other day that these will perfectly fit my riding boots. So I will throw them in there like so. And now I can carry around my riding boots. Yes, you're gonna have one extra bag to carry around, but it's honestly not that bad. So that's my solution for when I go to the beach. Now we're going to get into my Boblbee bag, which I've made a video about before, doing a full review and unboxing of this. And this backpack is actually a motorcycle specific riding bag and a back protector. You might think because it's a harder material that doesn't really store much, but this whole compartment expands and you'd be surprised what you can fit in here. This is the 20 liter. There are larger versions of this and many accessory attachments. This is what I use when I go to work or whenever I'm filming and have camera gear. What I really like about this is the closing mechanism. It also has a pocket up here on the top. It's got a pocket right here on the shoulder straps for your phone. They have a ton of different accessories. I highly recommend checking it out. So when I use this for work, I'll have my laptop in here. I'll have a few of my notebooks that I need for work, maybe a change of clothes, like if I want different pants or if I want a jacket because my work office is pretty chilly. Also, sometimes when I go out to film things, I'll want to bring my Sony camera. So it can actually store quite a lot, surprisingly. This whole bag itself is pretty light. It's slightly heavier than just a regular canvas bag because it does have this little piece, but I would say honestly not much, and it is comfortable with that foam. So this is my work bag slash camera bag. Now I know some of you guys are wondering what to do when you go to work, what gear to wear and how to make sure that you're not walking around with all your gear on when you get to your work destination. I'm not sure if you guys have dress codes at your work. I like to wear gear that just looks casual but still will keep me protected. So these jeans, for example, just look like regular denim jeans. They actually have hip and knee padding. The garment overall is AA protection. So this is just not regular denim. It's made from materials that will resist tearing and it's made specifically for motorcycle riding, and this still looks casual. So let's say maybe I was wearing these jeans and a regular shirt and I'm wearing my motorcycle jacket. I would take off the jacket, put that in my bag, and then maybe bring like a blouse or something over to have it more work appropriate, and I would keep my denim jeans on. But let's say your work environment isn't really denim jean appropriate, and I would bring a change of pants, something like more flowy, something that's not too bulky, or just a one-piece outfit. And of course, if you have any worries if your clothing's gonna look wrinkly because it's rolled up or whatever and you're changing into it, I have this actually at my work desk. So I don't know if you can store things at your work, but you just spray it over your clothing and smooth it out and it gets rid of any of those wrinkles. And finally, we have my Swingarm bag, which is super new and I'm super excited about. So of course you can keep all the tools that I mentioned on you in whatever bags that you end up using, but it is really convenient to have a bag that's actually on your motorcycle. So this attaches to the swing arm of my motorcycle and it's kind of on the side. I got this from denniskirk.com, and then this is leather. You can get a bunch of different types of bags. You can get ones that are waterproof. You can also get saddle bags, the ones that go on either side of your motorcycle. So whatever your preference is, it's just really nice to have something there so you can also keep all your tools on you. So you don't have to keep carrying your tools on your personal bags. They can just be left in your saddle bags or swing arm bags and you don't really have to think about them, but they'll always be with your bike. The only downside about this is that, you know, they'll be on your motorcycle, so if you don't have a secure locking system on these, someone could easily just open and go through it and maybe take some things. So just be careful what you keep in here. There are some that are lockable that you can get, so maybe consider that if you want to be keeping anything a little more precious or things that you just don't want to be stolen. And that's the inside. So like I mentioned before, I keep my little tool bag in here. This would be a good place to put your motorcycle specific riding glasses. I also keep my tire pump in here. You can decide if you want your portable charger to stay and live in your motorcycle bag, or if you want to have a specific one for your motorcycle in case you're caught out, or this can just be on your personal bag that you take with you at all times. So, you know, depends. Something I also want to mention, if you don't have a power bank or something, this is super handy to get. It plugs into your motorcycle and it will actually charge your phone. You just be sure to keep a standard charging cable with you, and then you can charge your phone on the go, which is super handy in case you forget your power bank or anything. So having something like this is really awesome. And this was a gift, so this could be a really cool gift to give to someone that rides a motorcycle. I know that was a lot of information and a lot of different types of bags. Hopefully some of it was helpful. If you stuck around to the end, you're a real one, and thank you so much. I'm sure I probably forgot about a few things, so if you have any recommendations or things that you like to do, please leave them down in the comments below so other people can check them out. Also, I know there are motorcycle specific bags out there like the Boblbee Backpack that I showed you guys, and I have not been able to try all of them out. I know some some people tend to have a preference on using motorcycle specific bags, and I get that, and I'm not telling you by any means that you need to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just putting it out there that this is what works for me, but I'm also still open to trying things, so maybe if you have any better recommendations down below, I'll check them out. And with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.